yet?
Mm-mm.
Curious. Yeah, we're doing a lot of marketing on that.
Yeah. Well, the one guy that was like asking about like prepaying for adjustments,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
he was just like, that's like the same bill that like he hears on the radio
Yeah.
for it. So he was like, and I was like, well, the point of it is kind of to make it to where you can gift it to someone,
Yeah,
like
right.
usually on the
Uh-huh.
radio that's
Yeah.
kind of for, yourself.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess he was more interested in just the like adjustment side of it. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Join me today at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Hey, folks, Dr. Joe here. Glad you can be with us today. Hey, listen, good show today. We've been following up. We've been doing end of year health tips. We got a lot of them, so I want to finish up today with that. So, if you're new to the show, the way the show works is we do two 24-minute segments. So, what'll happen is I'll talk for 24 minutes. You, during that time, will write down any health questions you might have. If you have health questions, put it in whatever platform you're on. Allison, my producer behind the camera there, will then ask me the questions at the break. I'll answer them for you. And then we do another 24-minute segment, and then we answer more questions. So this is a great opportunity for you to pick my brain. And if you have any healthcare questions, have them answered for me. And it's good because whatever question you have, other people have as well. So we want to share this knowledge with the world. That's why we do the show. So, Allison, I am ready to rock whenever you are. Ready? Hey, folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. Glad to be with us today. What we're talking about today is end-of-year health tips. Now, I know we did this the past couple of weeks, but there were so many of them that I had to stretch this out literally into 3 shows. That's how important these are. And these are things that you can incorporate to your life every single day. Now, you don't have to do all of them. Sometimes people say, well, Dr. Joe, you're overwhelming with your knowledge. You're overwhelming with the information, and I can't do it all. And that's okay. I don't want you to do it all. Well, I would love you to do it all, but you don't have to do it all right now. What happens is this. Patients start doing little bits of what I recommend. Maybe they take a supplement. Maybe they drink more water. We're going to talk about digestive issues today. And they get one thing to start to fix, and they go, wow, that was easy. I want to do more. And then they go ahead and they add another thing, and then another thing. And so eventually it builds up. And now you have this whole lifestyle health plan put together that you didn't even realize you were doing. Well, you realized it, but in little bits and pieces. So some of you are bold. I had a consultation recently with a woman, and she has macular degeneration, and all she wanted to do was nutrition. She didn't want to do the other things that I recommended. She just wanted to take supplements and change her diet. I said, okay, that's important. And I said, I don't argue with patients, so I will tell you what you need to do. But here's what's going to happen. After you do this for a while, you're going to say, wow, this stuff really works. What was the other things you said I should do, Dr. Joe? Well, there's lifestyle issues, maybe chiropractic care. She needed chiropractic care, and other things, and you can start building around this. But some people aren't ready for the big leap. Other people come in and say, Dr. Joe, whatever you want me to do, I'll do. You're the boss. Tell me what to do. You're the expert, and I'll do it. Those are the patients that are easy to work with. So I want to give you tips, and whatever you can do, do. And when you start doing it, you'll be amazed. So one of the things I want to talk about, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the brain today and things we can do to keep our brain healthy because so many people have issues. And sometimes, I've met people already and I'm thinking, okay, are they just not processing what I'm telling them? Are they being belligerent? Are they being arrogant? I don't know. But I always know that their brain isn't working as well as it should because simple things they can't understand, they can't process. Now, sometimes it's genetic, sometimes it's something that's actually going on, but many times it's due to their lifestyle. And when we change their lifestyle, the brain kind of reboots itself. So I want to talk about something I've talked about in the past. It's called melatonin. Melatonin is one of the most important antioxidant molecules, and it's been part of our biological life, we're guessing, for about 3 billion years. Now, I'm not sure how they figured that one out. Some scientists smarter than I did. In the human body, melatonin, not only independent, is a direct antioxidant. Now, what an antioxidant is, and I was trying to explain this to a patient the other day, and they got it pretty quickly, is our body produces things called free radicals. You're exposed to things like free radicals. Now, free radicals are like Pac-Man. They eat through things. Waka, 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 waka. And so when you get these free radicals attacking the body has to neutralize them, and the body uses antioxidants to neutralize them. So you can take antioxidants in things like fruits and vegetables, supplements, but melatonin you produce inside your body is wonderful. It's one of the strongest antioxidants there is. And what happens is, not only is it an antioxidant effect, but it stimulates the synthesis of something called glutathione, and that's also an important antioxidant. So glutathione is so important for the liver, and we have a supplement. It's on the website, drjoe.com. I take it every single day. So glutathione is really one of the key antioxidants in the body, and it really helps the liver function more efficiently. And so that's why I take glutathione. But you can produce it yourself as well. You don't have to get it from another source. So if you hear the word essential fatty acid, essential nutrient, that means we have to get it from an outside source. Glutathione, it sounds horrible, it's not essential. It's essential for you to be alive, but it's not essential because your body can produce it within itself. Same thing with melatonin. You can take melatonin as a supplement, but your body produces its own. Now, the problem I have with melatonin supplements is that if you start taking them, the brain says, oh, I have plenty of melatonin, I don't have to make any more. And then you stop producing as much as you should, and then when you come off the melatonin supplement, your body may not produce it as fast as quickly as it should. Same thing with hormones, external hormones, testosterone, estrogen. Yes, I understand that sometimes people need them. But if we can get your body to produce its own, that's a better way to do it, and a lot cheaper too, in most cases. So there's two sources of melatonin in the body. The one that's produced by the pineal gland, and that's released into the blood. And then there's also subcellular melatonin produced inside the cells, sub meaning below, like submarine, below the water. Subcellular melatonin that's produced by something called the mitochondria. The mitochondria produces about 95% of the melatonin in your body. So the cells produce 95%, your brain only produces about 5%. So what happens is the mitochondrial melatonin produces one of the reasons why it's so important to get sunlight as often as you can. So I like to be outside whenever I can. A couple of my doctors, it's interesting, we take lunch breaks. There's a set of stairs outside one of my offices, in the Marietta office, and I'll see my doctors just standing on the landing and just having lunch. They bring their lunch with them. They have lunch. They absorb sunlight. So sunlight is so key because it gets the melatonin production up in the mitochondria, and that produces energy and also protects the mitochondria. Because many, many, many diseases are due to the mitochondria malfunctioning. And so the melatonin is there to protect the mitochondria. And sunlight helps produce the melatonin to protect the mitochondria. I know it's a little big words there. Now, it's important to understand the blood levels of melatonin are indicative of what your pineal gland produces. You don't get this in the cells how much is being produced because it's inside the cell. It doesn't come out. So it's really impossible to test that. So how do we get our body to produce its own melatonin, great antioxidant, protective mechanism for the mitochondria? How do we get it to produce its own? That's really the key here. And sunlight's one of them, but you also have to make sure your digestive system is working. Your digestive system breaks down something called proteins. Now, you've heard the word protein. Pretty much everything has protein in it. I think water doesn't. Everything else has protein in it. And proteins are made up of something called amino acids. Now, there's 20 or 22 amino acids, depending who you talk to. And depending how they're stacked up and configured, depends what type of protein it is. So if you shuffle it one way, it becomes bicep. If you shuffle it another way, it becomes blood. If you shuffle it another way, it becomes hair. So it's so the amount of amino acids just being reshuffled and reconnected. So if you're eating protein, let's say it's from a steak or let's say it's from a carrot, your body has to take that protein, unravel it, and chop it up into the amino acids. Then your liver reassembles those amino acids into new proteins for your body. So many times the limiting factor when it comes to protein synthesis or protein breakdown is your digestive system. Your stomach has acids in it and has enzymes in it, and it takes the protein, unravels it, and chops it up. You might not have enough acid in your stomach. You might be getting old, so your digestive enzyme levels are dropping. You might have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, and so your stomach isn't digesting food properly. And so the food is sitting in your stomach and essentially it rots, and it gives off gases, and that can cause acid reflux and burping. So several things have to occur in order for you to get the amino acids to produce, let's say, melatonin. You need vitamin B6 to combine with the tryptophan, which is the amino acid, to create 5-HTP to become serotonin, become melatonin. So you have to have a good digestive system. And that's why when I talk about keys to good health, you have to have a normally functioning nervous system, normally functioning digestive system, and good nutrition. And the good nutrition, I can teach you that. If you do what I say, you have to eat anyway, just eat the good foods. It really is that simple. So if you go to our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com, and just type in, so what can I eat? Type those words in the search bar. And I did our talk one time. It was actually just me in a studio. And we talked about how to eat: breakfast, lunches, dinner, snacks, parties, raising kids, cleaning out your pantry, putting stuff in your pantry. So the diet is easy. It's a recipe. It's a formula. Eat this, don't eat that. And that's it. And that's really simple. Now, the challenge is most people don't eat this, and they do eat a lot of that. And so we need to change your lifestyle. So it's not just about diet. It's actually about lifestyle. And so that's why I have it broken down really, really simple for you. It's not rocket science to figure out. You just need to eat the good foods and not eat the bad foods. So that's helpful. But if you can't digest the food, if you can't break the food down and absorb the nutrients from it, you're not going to get all the benefits that you need. So a couple of things to consider. If you have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, that's a sign that you're not digesting your food properly. So what do we do about that? Well, sometimes, many times, most times, your stomach, which sits below your diaphragm, is pushed up into the diaphragm. And when it pushes up into the diaphragm, the food isn't being digested properly. So you may need to come see us for that. I'll tell you things you can do in a second. But we may have to take the stomach and physically pull it down away from the diaphragm and put it back in its regular position. And just like with chiropractic care, we can find bones that are out of place and put them back in place. We can actually find organs, especially the stomach, out of place, and we can manipulate them back into place. It's pretty painless. I do it all day, every day. I have this condition. So when mine acts up, I burp a lot and my breath stinks. Now, a lot of people have the same thing. Your breath stinks and you burp a lot. And so if you have that condition, you might want to come see us. Because acid reflux, or this hiatal hernia, which causes the acid reflux, over time can eat away at your esophagus. And I have a patient, she comes to me and we just work on her stomach, and she does great. And she went to a gastroenterologist and they put her on medication and it helped. Helped the symptoms. It didn't help the cause. And she had an MRI. And the MRI, I said, go get a CAT scan. I said, go get a CAT scan. And she says, well, why do I got to get a CAT scan? I said, let's make sure you don't have cancer, tumors, stuff like that. And it came back. She had exactly what I thought she had, a stomach up against a diaphragm. And so she's doing great. And she says, I don't want to take the medications, but when I come here, I don't have to take the medication. I said, well, just keep coming here. And as you get older, the muscles become weaker. And so the stomach may be more likely to push up into the diaphragm. So that's why if you have any digestive issues, it's a lot more than burping or gas or bad breath. It's about not breaking proteins into amino acids. Amino acids become, in this case, melatonin. Melatonin protects your mitochondria. And the hallmark of most chronic diseases is mitochondrial dysfunction. Wow. So heart disease, diabetes, cancer, you name it, there's usually a mitochondrial component that nobody ever addresses. Why is the mitochondria not functioning properly? Because it's not being protected by the melatonin. Why don't you have enough melatonin? You're probably not digesting your food properly. Wow. How was that for a long rabbit hole to go down? So if you have digestive issues, you might want to come see us, and let's see if we can get that fixed. Now, you can take digestive enzymes. I take digestive enzymes whenever I eat a cooked meal. In fact, last night I had some soup, and I said, I got to have my digestive enzymes, nothing raw in there, and I took a digestive enzymes with it. And once you start breaking down your food, and you start absorbing nutrients, you feel better, you have more energy, the bowels work better, the bloating goes away, the gas, it's amazing. You have all these symptoms, and you just think, well, I'm gassy, I have bad breath, I'm fat. Many times it's a symptom. It's like pain. It's a red light going off. Something's wrong, and you ignore it. So digestive enzymes might help with that, but if it is a physical issue, you might want to come see us. Now, if you have health issues, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, digestive issues, nutritional concerns, the best thing you can do is make an appointment to come see us. My team of doctors and I would love to be your doctors. My doctors are handpicked by me, they're trained by me, and they're my personal doctors. They're the ones I go to. I can go to any doctor in the world. These are the people I choose. And that's how I hire. When I hire a new doctor, I always think, okay, is this the person that I would go to if I had a problem? And that's how I pick my doctors. So if you'd like to make an appointment, go to our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. We have offices in the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb, and we would love to be your doctors. So just go to the website, book an appointment right online. The phone number is everywhere. You can call us if you have any questions. We accept people with all insurances. Depends what your insurance covers, but we accept you. Probably half our patients don't have insurance, or they have deductibles that are just stupid, like $6,000 and $50 copays. And so we have payment plans available. We have one of them is actually, I think it's 16 months, no interest-free financing. So we make it very, very easy and very affordable to be patients with us because we want to get you well and keep you well. And you're the reason why we do all this. I know all this stuff. I want to share it with you. So if you want to become a patient or have any questions, go to the website. You can send me questions through the website as well. But the best thing to do is make an appointment, drjoe.com. We'd love to be your doctors. Normally the first visit is $912. We've reduced that to $299 for my listeners. So you're silly if you're not doing it. Why are you not coming in and getting checked? I have no idea why you're not doing it. We've made everything we could make it easy for you to be a patient. So drjoe.com, love to see you. So I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, by the way, if you're just tuning in. We're talking today about end-of-year health tips, things that you need to do to get well. Pain, of course, if you have pain, come see us. We're really good at pain patients and getting them well. The number two reason we see patients is because of digestive issues. And digestion, as we just said, is a lot more than just burping or gas or bloating. It's actually about your body not absorbing nutrients, which kind of leads into my next statement about collagen. Collagen is the most common and abundant of all the body's proteins, and one of its primary purposes is to provide structural scaffolding, to kind of like hold everything together for various tissues and allow them to stretch so you can move your arm, you can move your leg, you can twist around, the colon can expand and contract. So collagen is very important. And where do we get collagen from? Well, we break down proteins that we eat into amino acids, the liver reassembles it, and it becomes whatever, collagen in this case. So if you have digestive issues, another reason you want to come see us, because as you're getting older, your collagen level is dropping, by the way. That's why you get wrinkly skin, that's why joints hurt, that's why joints tear. So collagen is key to holding you together. So if you have digestive issues, you want to come see us. We also have a machine. It's called an acoustic wave therapy machine, sometimes called shockwave therapy. But it's really a cool machine. And I researched it for about a couple of years before we got two of them now. And it sends impulses into a joint, and it irritates the joint a little bit. So it breaks up scar tissue and irritates the joint so that it draws stem cells into the area and can help regenerate some collagen that's been damaged. Now, it's not going to make you 16 again, but it's amazing for knees, shoulders, hips, hands, wrists, carpal tunnel syndrome. And again, I could list everything, and people say, well, Dr. Joe, you said carpal tunnel syndrome the other day. Oh, my God, that's what I have. Well, yeah, I can't list everything that it does, but if it's a joint issue, the acoustic wave therapy machine in most cases is just spectacular. Grows new blood cells around the area, recruits stem cells, helps the body heal, breaks up scar tissue. So we add that to our chiropractic treatments to try to get you the best results possible. I always tell patients when they come in, I don't want to get you out of pain, I want to get you well. So through nutrition, through digestion, through acoustic wave therapy, through chiropractic care, we give you things to do at home, stretches. We try to do everything we possibly can to give you all the options and the best opportunity you have to get well and stay well. So if you want to make an appointment, drjoe.com. And we talked about earlier with enzymes. Eating raw food is really going to be so important to your diet. When I say raw food, I'm not talking about oysters, because sometimes they're actually still alive when you eat them, if you didn't know that. They're just paralyzed when you cut them open. So broccoli, cucumbers, tomatoes, avocados, salad, apples. I try to have something raw at every meal, and I want you to try that too. So a new thing for the new year is I want you to eat more raw food. And when you do that, your whole life changes. It's amazing how much better you do when you eat raw food. So that's something simple. You don't have to buy anything. You have to buy food anyway. Just try to eat as much raw as you can. Now, the digestive system, I want to go into that because I said I'm going to cover that a lot today. Your body secretes enzymes, and they catalyze biological reactions. So what does that mean is the enzyme sees, a vitamin and a mineral and a nutrient, some calcium and magnesium, and it makes it all come together. It's kind of like a dating service. It brings everything together, and it says, okay, we're going to make you all work together and create bone. We're going to make you all work together and create liver, whatever it is. And so the enzymes do that. Each organ has its own set of enzymes, and each enzyme has a different function. So there's a lot of different enzymes. Now, enzymes can be broadly divided into digestive enzymes, metabolic enzymes, food-based enzymes, and there are two primary ways of using an enzyme supplement. Now, we have a supplement I take every day when I eat a cooked meal. It's called Dr. Joe's Digestive Enzyme. It's on the website, drjoe.com. So usually you think about enzymes, I'm going to eat a meal, I'm going to take enzymes to help break down the food. But there's another way that you can use enzymes. If you take it with food, it digests the food. If you take it on an empty stomach, the enzymes pass through your digestive system and enter into your blood circulation, into your blood system, and then you have what's called systemic benefits. So the enzymes can get into your blood and act as an anti-inflammatory, can fight viruses, germs, bacteria. They eat them. And certain types of enzymes, like lumbrokinase, if you take it on an empty stomach, can help prevent blood clots. So not just taking enzymes, but knowing how to take them and when to take them is really key. So if you have a lot of inflammation, patients in a lot of pain, I say, listen, I want you to take the enzyme on an empty stomach. Wake up in the morning, take 2 Dr. Joe's digestive enzymes, wait a half hour, then start eating. If they're having trouble digesting food, take it with the food. So that's why you need an expert to sit down and discuss with you your specific plans. Every patient that comes in our office, we have, again, 4 offices, 6 doctors. Every patient that comes in our office, we offer nutrition evaluation as part of their treatment plan. Now, if you want to do it separately, we charge you for it. But if you're a patient, we do it for free. We do a whole workup on you. We say, this is what to eat. This is what you shouldn't eat. This is your specific issues. These are your specific supplements that might help. Extremely successful with that. Chiropractic care is amazing. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know how the world survives without getting chiropractic care. We treat about 10% of the population. 90% of the people are not getting the benefits, the structural benefits of getting things realigned. I can't imagine what the world would be like. Well, I can imagine it. What the world would be like if everybody got chiropractic care. They'd feel better. They'd have more energy. The joints wouldn't wear out as quickly. The organs would work more efficiently. The brain would work more efficiently. I don't see a downside to chiropractic care. It's the most effective, least expensive treatment for pain. Back pain. Why wouldn't you do it? So that's important. But then we add the nutrition to it. And then not just, hey, eat more apples. We go really deep into nutrition evaluations. We decide what's going to be best for you. So we'd love to be your doctors, drjoe.com. So your body, back to enzymes again, I digress. Your body continually produces enzymes, and certain factors can limit how well your body does. One of them is age. As we get older, our enzyme levels plummet. Genetics, which may inhibit your ability to produce certain enzymes. And then lifestyle choices like diet, the amount of food you eat, whether or not you smoke, whether or not you fast periodically. I do recommend, I talked about this last week, that everybody don't eat for 12 hours a day. So if you have dinner at 5 o'clock at night, don't have breakfast till 5 o'clock in the morning. If dinner at 7 o'clock at night, don't have breakfast till 7 o'clock in the morning. Give your body a rest. I do this almost every day. Some days it doesn't work. That's okay. It's not that big a deal. Something came up. I didn't have dinner till late, and I was really hungry, or I was going out to dinner and it was a meeting and it happened later in the day. That's okay. I want you to focus on 90% of your life. 90% diet, 90% structural care, 90% digestive care. The other 10%, if you make a little boo-boo here and there, I forgive you. It's okay. I'm Catholic. I can give you forgiveness there. I was raised Catholic. So that's a joke. Not the Catholic joke. I was joking with you. I was raised Catholic. So yes, you can do a lot of things with supplements, not just what they are, but how to take them. Healthy lifestyle going to give you a lot more enzymatic activity, even without the assistance of a supplement. So, for example, plenty of raw fruits and vegetables, going to be great. Fermented vegetables, fresh sauerkraut, kimchi. These things are great too because they have enzymes in them as well. Sprouting, if you sprout your foods, and that's a whole other world in there, great source of enzymes as well. So I want you to have something raw at every meal. That's a simple rule. Now, if you take the minimum supplements that I recommend, which is Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source, I can't imagine why you're not taking them. They're very inexpensive. They taste great. They're extremely effective, and they have enzymes in them as well. And they're raw. So they have raw enzymes in them as well. All right, folks, I'm almost up against the break here. If you have any healthcare questions, you can send me questions through the website, drjoe.com. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. If you'd like to become a patient, you can do it right on the website, drjoe.com. We'd love to see you. If you're not in the Atlanta area, we can do telemedicine. We can do nutrition consultations over the internet. Follow us on social media. At Dr. Joe Esposito is my handle, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And if you're a podcast junkie, which a lot of you are, go to your podcast service and type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it. And you can listen to hundreds of hours of podcasts on your podcast service. Folks, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Again, the website, drjoe.com. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. Okay, Banky. Get the reference? You do? Okay, good. All right. Just making sure. She's a little younger than me.
So I have a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any recommendations for stress?
Yes. Go to our website, drjoe.com, and type the word stress in the search bar. Now, there's three major types of stress: chemical, physical, and emotional. Physical stress, come see us. We're really good at fixing neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, and you got to fix the physical because the other two don't really resolve themselves without fixing the physical. The chemical, you have control over. Listen to the show, So What Can I Eat? Do that. Take Super Greens and Essential Source every day, and then if you want to, I can do a whole nutrition workup on you. But that's the starting point. If you can fix the chemical and the physical, the emotional is a lot easier to deal with. Many times the emotional is related to, not caused by, but related to digestive system. You're not breaking proteins into amino acids to produce the neurotransmitters in the brain. Specifically with stress, we're looking at dopamine and serotonin. And serotonin comes from tryptophan, and tyrosine becomes dopamine. So you're not breaking down your proteins into amino acids to produce neurotransmitters, so you're incapable of dealing with the stress because your brain doesn't have the chemical capabilities to deal with it. So physical, come see us. Nutritional, you have control over. And then if it's an emotional thing, you might want to come see us as well to check your digestive system. So the answer is a resounding yes. We get great results with stress. What else?
What are your thoughts on parchment paper used for like baking?
I've never seen anything good or bad for it. And I've looked this up myself. I tried to research this myself. So at this point, I think it's okay. Innately, I think, well, what's on that parchment paper? I don't know. But I haven't found anything really bad about it. So when that changes, I'll let you know because I'm searching the research constantly. But so far, I haven't come up with anything bad. So, what else?
Have you ever went raw vegan?
Yes. I'm about 80% raw vegan every day. So I've gone 100% already. I've done, long stretches where I was 100% raw vegan. But I'm about 80% every day anyway. So today was today all raw? I think. No, I had some pistachios, and they were probably roasted. So there you go. I cheated today.
Is it that heating up food kind of makes it less nutrient dense, I guess?
When you heat anything above 110 degrees, the enzymes are destroyed. So you're killing off the enzymes. and that's why the raw food is so important. But also, when you cook food, some nutrients are destroyed, but some nutrients are freed up too, because the cell wall of vegetables is cellulose, and you need an enzyme called cellulase to break down the cellulose. And we don't produce cellulase. Animals do, but we don't. Certain animals. So we have to either chew our food to physically burst open the cells. We can put it through like a processor, like a food processor or something to grind it up. Or if you heat it, the water in the cell heats up and bursts the cell open. So if you're not chewing it as well as you should, and it's really hard to break every cell down, of course, by heating it, you release some nutrients, but you kill off others. So, but raw food really is the way to go. Absolutely. What else you got?
That's all.
That's all? That's easy. Okay. All right. Ready for round two. Ding, 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 ding. Let me have a little tea first to soothe my throat. Got a lot to record today. Not just this. We got a bunch of other stuff got to record. I think I'm ready. Ready? Hey folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. If you stayed with us, thank you. If you're just joining us, welcome. Glad you could be here. What we're talking about today is end-of-year health tips, part 3, because we had so many of them, and I probably won't even get to all of them, but I'm not going to do end-of-year health tips again for the next show. Don't worry. I've got a lot of good stuff. In fact, I've got a New Year's show coming up, and it's going to cover a lot of things that you need to incorporate for the new year. A lot of fun things, and all different. Every show is different. You know that. So we're talking today about things you need to consider at the end of the year. Okay, you've had your issues, you've had your health issues. You look back on the year and you say, you know, Dr. Joe, I wish I was healthier. I wish I had less pain. I wish I had better digestion. I wish I took better care of myself. I wish I had less stress. And so I'm giving you a ton of different things. You can pick, you know, one from column A, one from column B, and decide what you want to add to your life. All of them you should add to your life. All of them I add to my life. I never give you a health tip, by the way, unless I've tried it and I've done it and I make it part of my life. I've tried some things that I didn't stick with because it either didn't work or didn't make scientific sense. And so I just kind of pushed those to the wayside. But everything I teach you are things that I incorporate into my life. I take digestive enzymes when I eat cooked food. I make sure my digestive system is working. I get my stomach adjusted. I take, of course, minimum supplements would be Super Greens and Essential Source, but I take a lot more than that. I'm going to talk about omega-3 fatty acids coming up as an essential nutrient and why it's so important that you have to get it from an outside source. You have to get it from an outside source. Now, many of you don't, and your brain suffers for it. It's like the old meme. And it shows. It shows you're not getting the nutrients that you need. And it's interesting. The people I find that really operate well, honestly, with integrity, that follow through with things, they all have a good diet. I was doing a consultation with a patient the other day about my age. And she's very nice, thin, nice-looking lady. And we talked, and I said, so tell me about your diet. And she's eating all the right things. And I said, you don't get to our age and be healthy unless you're doing the right thing. She goes, no, I've been listening to you for about 30 years, Dr. Joe. She goes, I remember coming to your lectures way, way back when. And she says, yeah, you're absolutely right. There's no question what you're doing is right. And I said, good. So it probably added 20, 30 years to her life. How cool is that? One of the things that we don't do, even some people eat healthy, is we don't hydrate properly. Now, keep in mind, if you sweat a lot due to weather conditions, exercise, sauna, whatever, you can easily deplete your body of not just water, but essential nutrients, we call them minerals or electrolytes. In these instances, adding electrolytes to your drinking water is a good idea. What should you add? Well, you can buy drinks that are colored, orange and pink and blue and whatever color it is. Don't do that. There's nothing in nature that are those vibrant colors. So, and they add dyes to it and add chemicals, many times artificial sweetener, and add a little bit of electrolytes. And what they do is they take the electrolytes, maybe it's sodium, and they bind it to salt, essentially, and it gets absorbed. And they say, oh, look at how much higher your absorption level is when you drink our drink versus plain water. Well, yeah, it's true, but it's not necessarily the best thing for you. So the only time you really need to replace, a lot of electrolytes would be, you're an Olympic athlete, you're running, you're out in the desert, you're things along those lines. Simply taking Super Greens and Essential Source as part of your dietary protocol is really going to help replace a lot of your electrolytes. Eating fruits and vegetables, replacing the electrolytes. So drinking water is great, but if you're drinking a gallon of water a day and have a horrible diet, you're flushing out electrolytes and nutrients that your body needs to work. So just be careful with that. I've seen people do this. I know at the radio station there's somebody and she drinks a ton of water, but she's got a horrible diet. And she's thinking that's going to offset the issue. It's not. In fact, it can be actually making it worse because you're flushing out vital nutrients. So make sure you drink. When you pee, how do you know you're drinking enough water? When you pee, your pee should be clear. Now, unless you're taking Dr. Joe's B complex, which I'm going to talk about next, unless you're taking B vitamins, which will make your pee orange, your pee should be clear. It shouldn't have any smell to it. Now, if you eat asparagus, yeah, it's going to have a smell to it in most cases. But generally speaking, the pee should be clear, mostly odorless, and you shouldn't have stuff floating around in it. So you can pee into a clear glass and look at it and see if there's stuff floating around in there. If there is, it could be an issue. You got to be careful with that. So you want to drink enough water so that your pee is clear. And it could be tea. It could be herbal teas. I don't recommend black tea because that's a diuretic. It has caffeine in it. Also, black tea is usually high in aluminum. It's not that it was put there. It just naturally absorbs aluminum from the soil. So it depends. Organic is better than non-organic because sometimes they use things like chicken poop as fertilizer. I don't know if they use it on tea. I know they use it for like rice especially. And it can absorb a lot of the toxic chemicals from the chicken poop. So not the best fertilizer. So if you're going to use poop, whether it's horse manure, chicken manure, or whatever it is, make sure they're eating properly. Because if they don't have a good diet, they're going to absorb all their waste products and toxic chemicals in your foods. Just be careful with that. But hydration is key. Make sure you drink a lot. I love tea. I drink, 2, 3, 4 cups of tea. Big cups. I'm probably double cups of tea a day. So that's probably my 8 cups of water right there. And also you're going to get fluid from your foods. If you're eating salad, a lot of fluids. Eating nuts, not so much fluid. Eating chips, not so much fluid. We talked the other day. I can't believe everybody doesn't listen to every show I do. But we talked about the dangers of omega-6 fatty acids, linoleic acids, corn oil, soybean oil, cottonseed oil, vegetable oils. Really stay away from those, folks. The research now is coming out that it's way worse for you than sugar, the bad oils. So if you're going to use oil, extra virgin organic olive oil, extra virgin I don't know if it's called organic, avocado oil, those are probably the safest ones to use. Extra virgin coconut oil would be there too. So just be careful about anything that's processed because chances are there's junk oil in it. And if you go to a restaurant, I can guarantee you they're using junk oil because it's cheap. But really, really, really dangerous. So I digress. That's what we talked about in another show. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but, stay with it. So I'm Dr. Joe Esposito if you're just tuning in. What we're talking about today are health tips, end-of-year health tips. Throwing things at you so that you get a better understanding as to things you can do to get well and stay well. And I want you to do all of them, but if you just do some of them, great. If you do one of them, great. But what always happens, you do it, you feel better, you do another one, you feel better still, and you just start adding up to it, and soon you have a healthcare plan, and you go, wow, I can't believe I'm feeling this great. I'm saving money. I have more energy. I'm working harder. I'm making more money. I'm loving my life. I'm enjoying my family, enjoying my friends. My relationships have blossomed. Everything changes for the positive when you start to take care of yourself. The only downside of taking care of yourself nutritionally is that the bad food tastes good. Chips taste great. Can't eat just one. Chips taste great. Milkshakes taste great. I remember. It's been a while. It's been 36 years since I've had any of these things. But I remember. They still taste great. So think about better choices. Every time I go out, and it was, holiday season, of course, with a ton of parties. And at every party I went to, I always had a snack beforehand. Maybe it was a couple of handfuls of nuts. Maybe it was an avocado. Maybe it was a salad or something. And so when I got to the party, if there was nothing that I would eat or could eat based on my lifestyle, I wasn't starving. I wasn't ravenous. And some of the parties were great. They had hummus and they had fresh vegetables and they had fruit, and that was fine. And other ones, really, I kind of got stuck. Really wasn't a whole lot to eat. That's okay. That's not my lifestyle. My lifestyle is I went to socialize. I went to, see and be seen. But it's not my lifestyle. It's not something I wanted to do. And so I ate beforehand. In my car right now, I have a big bag of cashews. And so in an emergency, if I needed food, I could always run out to my car and grab a couple of handfuls of cashews and put them back. And it varies. I rotate my foods. And so it's very easy to live this lifestyle. And it's so inexpensive. You will save so much money, not just in physical money. You'll probably make more money because you'll work harder. You'll have more free time. You'll have more energy. You'll probably live longer. There's really not a downside to living this lifestyle, except the bad food tastes good. But once you educate, once you learn, once you have an understanding that linoleic omega-6 fatty acids just eat away at your brain, once you understand, we talked about earlier, that melatonin is so important to protect the mitochondria so the mitochondria can produce energy, you're getting postgraduate level information here. Most doctors don't know this stuff. Most people don't know this stuff. And you're getting it every time you tune into a show. So if you go to my website, drjoe.com, whatever you're looking for, type in the search bar whatever it is, heart disease, diabetes, cancer, neck pain, back pain, women's health issues, health tips, whatever it is. We've got over 3,000 hours of podcasts. And you can tap into all of them or any of them, whatever makes you happy, because it's a great source of information. And I'm going to indoctrinate you. You're not going to get it the first time. You're not going to get it the third time. I've been researching this for 40 years, and I still learn new stuff every day. That's what keeps me going. That's what's exciting. I had a patient the other day say, Dr. Joe, when are you going to retire? I said, what would I do if I retired? This is my hobby. I love teaching you guys how to get well. So I can't imagine what I would do if I retired. That'd be silly. I wouldn't be able to teach you guys, and that's not fun for me. So anyway, if you want to make an appointment to come see us, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. And we would love to be your doctor. So go to the website, drjoe.com. You can book an appointment right online. Normally, the first visit is $910. We've reduced that to $299. And you can give this away to your friends and family. Have them come in. As long as they, call in and say, I heard Dr. Joe on the radio, $299. Follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito. And I want you to do this. I want you to sign up to be on our newsletter list. This year, especially for the holidays, we sent out health tips, big, extensive health tips, every single day to our newsletter group. It's free. And you could listen to it, read it. If you don't like it, delete it. There's no downside to being on our group. And you drop out any time. There's no subscription or anything. I want to give it to you. If you don't want it, that's fine. I want you to want being healthy as much as I want you to be healthy. Okay? I really want you to focus on getting well and staying well. It's so important that you do what you need to do to get well and stay well, because nothing's more valuable, nothing's more important than your health. And so if you go to our website, about 2/3 of the way down, it says sign up for our newsletter. I think it says it on every page. If you can't find it, send me a message. I'll give it to Allison. She'll put you on our list. We send out a ton of good information on our newsletter and on our email. So drjoe.com is the website. But make an appointment. In the Atlanta area, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. Stop suffering. It aggravates the heck out of me every day when patients come in and say, Dr. Joe, I've had this pain for 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 5 years, 5 days. I wish I'd come here sooner. I hear it every day. I hear it all day, every day. I wish I'd come here sooner. So I don't know what you're waiting for, drjoe.com. All right. Other things you need to do. You need to make sure you have enough B vitamins. Many folks out there are B vitamin deficient. Now, B vitamins, they don't store in the body very well, so you pee them out. And so you got to keep replacing them pretty much on a daily basis. Now, B vitamins are important for brain health and the prevention of neurodegenerative diseases, migraines, psychiatric disorders. They make the brain work better. And so many of you are B vitamin deficient. For example, B2, which is called riboflavin, has been shown as a potent neuroprotective potential, offering protection against both migraine and Parkinson's disease and fighting off oxidative stress. Oxidation is when things start to break down, like rust. Okay, that's oxidation. It helps prevent mitochondrial dysfunction. We talked earlier, if you're just tuning in, the mitochondria, the energy part of the cell, they produce energy, and almost every disease known to man has some type of mitochondrial dysfunction component. Because you're doing a lot of antioxidants, you're beating the heck out of these mitochondria, and you got to protect them. Vitamin B2 helps protect them. Vitamin B6, B12, B9, folate or folic acid if it's in synthetic form, but folate has been shown to reduce migraine disabilities. A lot of people with headaches, something as simple as a B complex might help. Many times you need chiropractic care along with it. You need some dietary changes, but something as simple as taking a B vitamin, which is really inexpensive, is so easy to add to your lifestyle, and I take it every day. Those same things, B6, B12, and B9, help also prevent cognitive decline and protect against serious dementia such as Alzheimer's. Wow. So I drive to work, and I drive past the senior housing facility. It's been there for years, and it was assisted living. Now they just took their parking lot, and they're paving it. And they're paving the parking lot, and they're building this huge memory care center. So basically, it's people with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and it has to be locked down. It has to be secure because they can't escape, these people. And I'm thinking, holy cow. And they charge a lot of money for this, folks. $5,000, $10,000 a month or more. Probably $10,000 or more for people that need round-the-clock care. Holy cow. So you're going to save yourself a lot of money, probably save your family a lot of money, a lot of heartache for your family. And they just keep building these places. Why? Because as the baby boomers get older, that generation ages out, they're having more and more dementia, more and more brain issues. And a lot of it, not saying all, but a lot of it, I believe, can be prevented now with proper diet. That's why I take Super Greens and Essential Source every day. That's why I take B-complex, adrenal support. I take omega-3 fatty acids every day. I want to protect my brain. And so far, it's working really well. If you're new to the show, I did a brain study the other day, a couple of months ago, actually, and I have the brain of a 31-year-old. Somebody half my age, that's what my brain is functioning at. That's pretty cool. Guy said, what are you doing? I've never seen somebody with this good a brain, this big age gap. I said, yeah, it really works, doesn't it? I said, why don't you send all your clients to us and we'll get them well too, but they never did. So deficiencies in B1, B2, B6, B8, B12 have been linked to neuropsychiatric problems. Schizophrenia has been shown to significantly improve with high doses of B6, B8, and B12. Wow. So B vitamins, really important. Now, aside from regulating something called homocysteine, now homocysteine actually causes cholesterol to stick to the artery walls. So to get your blood work done, you can get your cholesterol done, and that's an important factor. But you also want to get your homocysteine checked, because the homocysteine levels will determine how much cholesterol is likely to stick to the artery walls. And so that's why it's really important when you get that checked to check your homocysteine. But something as simple as B6 or B vitamins can help lower the homocysteine levels, which prevents the cholesterol from sticking to the artery walls. Wait a minute. That's all I have to do? It's not all you have to do. But it's certainly something that's real easy, simple, and inexpensive to do. Pop a B12, a B-complex every day. On our website, drjoe.com, we have a B-complex. We have a lot of supplements, and these are the ones I take. Now, I'm going to digress for a second here. If you've bought Dr. Joe's Essential Source off eBay, you've been scammed. People are now, our supplements are so popular, people are now bootlegging them and selling them $10 cheaper. It's not Dr. Joe's Essential Source. We had it analyzed by a lab. They said the ingredients aren't even close to Essential Source. And I've had people call me up and say, why did you change the formula? I've been taking Essential Source for years now, and now it's just totally different. Why did you change the formula? I said, I didn't change the formula. Where'd you get it from? eBay. It's a scam. I can't take responsibility for it. We're investigating it. But just so you know, the best place to get the supplements are drjoe.com, because that we sell them, we know what they are. So when something's good, people want to scam you, and so just be careful with that. I got to throw it out there. But homocysteine, back to that. The reason why B vitamins are so powerful, they do so many different things. They have an impact on what's called the methylation cycle. As we methylate things, it changes and makes it able to be utilized and then broken down. It's required for the production and the function of neurotransmitters. You need vitamin B6 to create serotonin. Don't have enough B6, can't produce serotonin. Serotonin makes you happy. Serotonin helps you focus. And so regardless of what you're doing, you can be taking pills, you can be doing therapy. If you don't have B6 to create serotonin, ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, all those things are not going to get the best results. So that's why it's important. They're required to maintain what's called the myelin sheath. The myelin sheath is a covering over your nerves. And it's like an electrical cord. It has plastic around it to help with induction of electricity. That's what you have this myelin sheath for. You need it in order for the nerves to work properly. B6 and B12 regulate synthesis and breakdown of brain chemicals involved in mood control. Like I said, serotonin, melatonin, dopamine. So anyway, I take Dr. Joe's B-complex every day. But the minimum supplements you want to be looking at are Dr. Joe's Super Greens and Dr. Joe's Essential Source. And they're two powders. They taste great. We have hemp, we have plain, and we have mint super greens. I like the mint. It's sweeter. Some people like the hemp. It's a little oatier, a little richer. And then the plain, it tastes more natural. But the Essential Source is great. Mix the two together. The super greens by itself, all three of them might have a little green taste to them. But you mix the Essential Source in with it, it really is, I love it. And so you can mix in a frozen banana if you want to make it a little sweeter, more like a smoothie. But I can't imagine not taking Super Greens and Essential Source every day. I take B Complex every day. I take adrenal support to make my adrenal glands work because that helps control inflammation in my body. It helps my body produce testosterone. If you are a man, we actually have a protocol. I don't have time to go into it today, but send me a message through the website. I'll send you the protocol that I'm finding now is helping tremendously with the body's own production of testosterone. It's about 6 or 7 different supplements, but I love it. I take it every day, and man, I'm loving the results. So I hit upon it, did a lot of research to hit upon it. So if you have any questions, you can send them to me through the website, drjoe.com. Happy to answer your questions for you. Any of the supplements we talk about, you can order online or come by and pick them up. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb, and we would love to be your doctors too. So the best thing to do really is make an appointment. I want to touch on omega-3 fatty acids real quick. So important for the body to work properly. Now, you can get omega-3 fatty acids from things like flaxseed, from romaine lettuce, from macadamia nuts. But it's in a form, it's called ALA. ALA has to be converted into DHA and EPA. Again, don't worry about the chemistry. And so I like the marine-based omega-3 fatty acids, and the best, purest form is algae oil. Fish oil, you run the risk of mercury contamination, it going rancid. Krill oil is good, but algae oil is the best. And that's the one I have on my website, drjoe.com. That's the one I take every day. And I want to protect my brain. As I get older, I'm going to age. Rumor has it anyway. And as I'm starting to age, I want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to slow down that process. And omega-3 fatty acids are hugely important for the brain, many other things too. But that's why I take it every day. Other things your brain needs, vitamin D, vitamin B12, phosphatidylserine, acetyl L-carnitine. You can get carnitine, I'm sorry. You can get these, your body makes them. So they're not essential. Remember, essential means you have to get it from an outside source. These are non-essential because your body can make it as long as you have a good diet. But once again, we got to go back to the digestive system. If you're not breaking your proteins down into amino acids, you can't produce the neurotransmitters. You can't produce a lot of these products. So that's why it's so important, folks. You have a normally functioning nervous system, a normally functioning digestive system, and good nutrition. And that's why my team of doctors want to help you get to that level. Again, the Atlanta area, Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. Just go to the website, make an appointment, drjoe.com. If you don't have insurance, that's fine. If you have insurance, that's fine. And if you're ever in a car accident, please, I'm begging you, if the car's damaged, you're damaged. You need to come see us right away. And there are so many scammers out there. They'll call you, hey, Bob, you're in a car accident. You need to go see Dr. Joe and Attorney Phil. And that's a scam. No one is ever going to call you and tell you to go to a doctor or a lawyer. That is a scam. If they offer you money to go to a doctor or a lawyer, that's a bigger scam. And I don't know the law on this, but you might be breaking the law by receiving money for that. So now you can become a criminal. And they don't care about you. They just care about, scamming you. So please be careful. Find a doctor that you trust. You can trust us, drjoe.com. If you need a referral, maybe we can help you with a referral. But best thing to do is come see us right away. So if you have pain, stop suffering needlessly. Stop wasting time. Every day that goes by, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Every day you're eating a bad diet, the health is getting worse and worse. Digestive issues, pain issues, anxiety, depression, bipolar, ADD, ADHD. All these things are signs that the body isn't working properly. And so if you don't know how to navigate this, and you probably don't because it's taken me 40 years to figure out this, we would love to take our expertise, give it to you. drjoe.com. We'd love to have you in as a patient. If you are a podcast junkie, go to your podcast service, type in Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it. And we have hundreds of hours of podcasts available to you for free on your podcast services. And on our website, drjoe.com, we have over 3,000 hours of podcasts. So you can type in a search bar what you're looking for. If you go to the podcast on SoundCloud, we have them in chronological order. Oh, gosh, 3 weeks ago, Dr. Joe, you said something on a show. It's all on SoundCloud. Just go back, listen to it. It's all my gift to you. Please follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito and follow us on YouTube. Thousands of hours on YouTube. So subscribe to our channel. Again, it's at Dr. Joe Esposito. Folks, I'm Dr. Joe Esposito. Thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor. Tell your friends about the show. We'll talk to you next week. Boom. What you got?
Is there a way to test for cell inflammation?
Yes, you can test something called your C-reactive protein. So if you get a blood work done, get your C-reactive protein. It's not specific to a certain cell, but it's specific for general inflammation. Yes. What else?
Do you have any samples of mint and hemp super greens that could be tested?
We probably have them in our offices. We don't have sample packets, no. But if you want to come in to, we have it here in the Marietta office? I think we do downstairs.
Possibly.
Yeah, if you come in, if you go to the office, ask them. We usually have it in the office, and they mix you up a little bit and let you try it. So, yeah, happy to let you try it. But we don't have anything specific like to send you a packet. So, what else?
That's all.
That's an easy one. All right, folks, once again, thank you so much for being here. Without you, it's no fun doing this. So tell your friends about the show. Follow us on social media at Dr. Joe Esposito. Please, everyone, sign up for our newsletter. It's really important you do that. Again, our email list, because we send out so much information. That's it. See you next week.